They say the scariest places are graveyards or abandoned hospitals.
They're wrong. The scariest place is your own home, the place where you lock the door and believe you're safe.
But what if the thing you're afraid of has a key? What if the enemy is already inside your house and you don't even know it? My name is John. This happened to me 3 years ago, and even now, after all this time, every night before I go to sleep, I still check the wardrobe in my bedroom.
I found the apartment on Hicks Street, second floor of an old building that had recently been renovated. The landlord was an old, impatient man. He seemed strangely eager to get rid of the place. When I signed the contract, he didn't even look at me. He just said, "Hope you're comfortable," and left. The apartment was beautiful. New wooden floors, clean white walls, a modern kitchen. Everything was perfect, except for one thing: the bedroom wardrobe. It was made of dark walnut wood, massive. It covered almost half the wall. But what bothered me wasn't its size.
It was the smell.
A bitter, old scent, like a men's cologne that had soaked into the wood for years. When I asked the landlord about it, he shrugged and said, "It's old, but it's solid. Don't worry." The first week was normal. New house, new job, new life. Then small things started happening. The TV remote. One night I left it on the coffee table. The next morning it was on the couch. I blamed myself. Maybe I moved it without remembering.
Then the kitchen faucet. I was sure I had closed it tightly, but in the morning it was dripping. I told myself it was water pressure.
But it didn't stop there. Sometimes I came home and felt like the furniture had shifted, just slightly. Sometimes there was a fresh scent of cologne in the air, not mine. Once or twice I thought I heard footsteps upstairs, but the apartment above me was empty. I tried to stay logical. It was a new place. I just needed time to adjust.
The thing that changed everything was the toothbrush. One morning, around 6, I went to the bathroom to get ready for work. I picked up my toothbrush.
It was soaking wet, not damp, wet, as if someone had used it minutes ago. My hands started shaking. I lived alone. All the doors were locked. The windows were closed. Who could come in, brush their teeth, and leave? That day, I searched the entire apartment, under the furniture, inside every closet, even the small storage room. Nothing. All the locks were intact. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on the couch, staring at the bedroom door. The air felt heavy, thick, like there wasn't enough oxygen. And that cursed cologne smell was stronger than ever. A few nights later, I decided to watch something to distract myself. I opened my laptop and went to YouTube. Then I checked my watch history. My hand froze on the mouse. Among the videos I remembered watching were others I definitely hadn't. How to pick a lock using pins. 10 silent ways to enter a house. Documentary, Serial Killers and Their Methods. How to walk without making noise.
hidden camera setup tutorial.
I hadn't watched any of them, but they were all there, on my account. I immediately changed the Wi-Fi password, covered my webcam with tape. I told myself I'd been hacked.
But deep down, I knew it was worse than that. That night, the smell was unbearable. Now I understood. It wasn't wood.
It was sweat, cologne, a living human being. Someone very close. I stayed awake all night. Every sound made my body tense. The ticking clock, cars outside, even my own breathing. When sunlight finally filled the room, I felt a little calmer. I went to the kitchen to make coffee. When I opened the cabinet, I saw it. One of the glasses was wet, clean, recently washed. But I hadn't done the dishes the night before. So while I was awake, while I was guarding the apartment, someone had come into the kitchen, drank water, and washed the glass. Tuesday night, I was on a video call with my fiancée, Melissa. The laptop was on my desk. The wardrobe was behind me. The only light in the room came from the screen. We were talking about weekend plans when she suddenly went silent. Her face turned pale, her eyes widened. In a shaking voice, she said, "John, don't move. Just listen." I laughed nervously. "What's wrong? Are you messing with me?" "I'm not joking," she said. "The wardrobe door behind you, it's opening very slowly." My heart dropped. "What are you talking about?" "I swear, I'm recording this. Don't look. Slowly stand up and go toward the door." But I couldn't control myself. I turned around. The wardrobe door was closed. Melissa was crying. "I saw it," she said. "It opened just a little, and an eye was shining in the darkness, watching you." She sent me the recording. When I played it, my body went numb. "In the video, while I was talking, the wardrobe door slowly opened, no more than 2 centimeters. Inside the darkness, an eye, unblinking, staring directly at my back. For nearly a full minute, it didn't move. Then, slowly, the door closed. I knew I had to face it." I grabbed a kitchen knife and kicked the wardrobe door open. It was empty, just my clothes hanging there. I collapsed inside the wardrobe and started crying. I sat on the floor, my head on my knees, completely broken. Then I noticed something. The carpet under the wardrobe was loose. I lifted it. There was no wood underneath. There was a metal rail. I looked closer and realized the back wall wasn't a wall at all. It was a hidden sliding door. I pushed with all my strength. It was heavy, but it moved.
Behind it was darkness, a narrow corridor inside the building's walls, something that didn't exist on any blueprint. A rotten smell poured out.
Decay, stagnation, human presence.
I turned on my flashlight and stepped inside. The ceiling was so low I had to crouch. What I saw was pure nightmare. A filthy, worn mattress covered in suspicious stains. Dozens of empty water bottles, candy wrappers, and yellow bottles that reeked of urine. Someone had been living there for months. When I slept, he was awake. When I went to work, he entered my home. But the worst part was the walls.
The walls were covered with Polaroid photos, hundreds of them, all of me. Me sleeping, me showering, me eating, me working.
Some were taken from inches away, others from strange angles, through holes in walls or ceilings. Under each photo were notes. 8 at 11:15 p.m., showered at 6:30 a.m., stayed awake for 2 hours last night, checks doors before sleeping.
This wasn't theft. This was obsession. He was studying me, like an experiment, like a pet in a cage.
That's when I heard the sound of a key in the lock. He was back. I was trapped in his nest, and he was coming home. I heard his footsteps on the wooden floor. Slow, soft, like a cat. I didn't think.
I ran to the end of the corridor, where a ventilation hatch led to the building's emergency stairwell. I kicked it open and jumped. When I reached the street, my entire body was shaking. I called the police. The police searched the apartment thoroughly. They never found him. The old man who rented me the apartment wasn't the landlord. The real owner's body had been discovered in the building's basement 3 months earlier, but due to a bureaucratic error, it was never officially reported.
That man wasn't a landlord. He was just another intruder, looking for a roommate.
Today, 3 years later, I live in another city, a small apartment on the 8th floor, no wardrobes.
But every night before I sleep, I check every closet.
Sometimes I wake up with the feeling that someone is watching me. He was never found. He's still out there.
Maybe in someone else's house. Maybe inside the walls of a new apartment.
And you?
When was the last time you checked your closets?
When was the last time you were sure you were truly alone?
Because believe me,
Sometimes the scariest things are the ones we never see.
Tonight, before you sleep,
check your closet.